Hello everybody, welcome to Indigo Tarot Odyssey. Today's reading is going to be about a golden glimpse into your future love life. Are twins coming, soulmates, spouses? Who are they? What are they? What is your path going to look like? I am using the remarkable and incredible Camelot Oracle, and it's got a lot of insights with this. I have some other decks I'm using, the Love Oracle as well, but I feel like this is really perfect and kind of cuts a swathe through, what love's all about, the old romantic fairy tales and folklores and everything. And this deck makes a lot of sense for this type of reading, because depending on who we meet in our life takes an entirely different path, right? Sometimes it can be filled for a time with hardships and conveyance of just really sludging through. A lot of people have this phase usually with their first child and expenses and all of that, and then it's like you kind of go through all these peaks and valleys and experiences together, and it enriches us every single way. So I have a really cool way to go about this, and I'm going to use the path cards as well as what your future mates sort of category falls in, and the sort of timeline and life experiences you're going to have together. So we have 3 cards to choose from. Just give me one sec. I just took a big breath in and I realized my throat was like about to have a coughing fit if I didn't slow my roll and have some seltzer. So we have 3 cards to choose from, and then we have corresponding stones too. Oh, little announcement too. A lot of you guys were DMing me and asking me questions on those watermelon tourmaline pendants, as well as some of the other pieces I had in there. So I'm reordering some of the stones, and then I'll have them, set and all of that. The stones take about 2 weeks to arrive, so I will place in the store that you can have a reserve on those, because I know quite a few of you guys were interested in those, and I didn't know the availability, but I went back and checked, and I can get a hold of some of those stones, so that's quite nice. So tonight we also have corresponding stones with our cards. So number 1 is Guinevere, and then we have a huge gorgeous clear crystal quartz right here, which is really gorgeous and chunky. I love that. That's in the store as well. I wore that, and I really feel like it has a great capacity to help me get to like a very calm, grounded state. I really like those crystals for that. When I'm really trying to have like crystalline focus on something and think one thought at a time, it reduces monkey mind, makes me very chill, and also magnifies the elements of the other stones too, depending on whatever you're wearing. So number 2 is Merlin, and then we have beautiful citrine, beautiful natural citrines. Number 3 is Lady of the Lake, and then we have these beautiful, it looks like ice cubes. They're just big natural rough quartz, and I love that. So I'm going to let you make your choice. So Guinevere, Merlin, and Lady of the Lake. And we're going to start, and we're going to use the romance cards to see what kind of connection this new person coming in for you is. So let's give them a little shuffle. I love these cards. They came in like a medium size. They're really kind of cool. They're great to shuffle. So we have an engagement. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. Let's get the rest of what these guys are all about. Getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. And then lastly, we have soulmate. Beautiful. Yes, this is your soulmate. So keep an eye out for synchronicities. I'm sure a lot of you guys are already planting, the pentacles and the seeds for this. You've already done the envisionment process. You probably have your envisionment board and everything on there, and you're sending gratitude out into the universe for already having this person in existence and coming into the 3D for you. A lot of you guys are really ready, and I feel like 2020 is the time, an epic scale for people to come in. So let's give a shuffle and see what sort of whoa, out of the gate. Whoa, we have an Arthur. Now, what this means is aspect and quality of this person is highly honorable, fairness, justice, strength, determination, caring. As you know, it was like he was born into mystery and raised in ignorance of his true parentage. So Arthur became king when at age 15 he pulled the sword from the stone. He was guided and trained for this great task by Merlin. He established a great kingdom of, I think it's Logres. Lagras. I'm not sure exactly how to pronounce this, but this is, somebody who will stand at your shoulder, no matter what the odds, help guide your steps. This is, a very heroic person. Help you on your journey, be present for all you do, and use everything in their power to ensure that you take the right path, because they do kind of have that extra vision of what's coming. It's, that hero sort of outlook, like you can traverse anything and still stay in balance and harmony, because that's, that personality type is the seeker of harmony and balance, and always meet you as an equal. That's why he created the round table, so everybody sat and was equal. So to you, he's going to try to impart qualities that aid you, and every task that you approach, he will help you with determined steps. So let's see what path that's going to lead you down. So there's this aspect to this deck that has all these path cards, which I really love. It's just a really kind of like in-depth sort of deck. So the deepening path. So I'll just give you a thing. So this is about the symbol is a silvery grail emitting rays of light. So the deepening path, which leads to the Grail Castle, allows for the deepening of many things within your life. Awareness, emotion, triumph, joy. That's just a few. So every aspect of the journey together will have greater quality, ensuring the experiences you encounter along the way carry the strongest charge. So as you travel along your path and you'll be together, you'll encounter both challenges and support, but you'll always be aware that the road leads towards the Grail. And there's your hopes and dreams, somebody that's right in there with you. They're in the game with you. What you want is equally important to them as what they want, a true partner. So however you perceive whatever is coming, whatever, your holy grail is, they will help you represent the brightest and best version of yourself. And that's oftentimes what a twin and or soulmate does. They help you see the brightest, best within yourself, having those four counterparts of hail, of being honest, being your authentic self, always having integrity and love, because at the beginning and the end, that's really why we're here, to connect and feel that love. So let's see too, I want to pull you a beautiful spirit message. I really love these. These are by John Holland, and they're very insightful and gorgeous. I'm going to pull it up a little closer so you can see it as well. So this is the Strength card, and this is what you'll create in each other's lives. So strength comes from many sources. Staying strong brings confidence, conviction, and a balanced body, mind, and soul. Spirit has its own unique and beautiful way of replenishing your soul with strength on a continual basis. You're never really alone, as we're always with you. When we feel spirit, when we feel connected to it, when we feel connected to our soulmate, ourselves, our soul's mission, our life path, all of that, we feel balanced, we feel serene, we feel strong, right? Like no obstacle is too big, because what happens is we live in present awareness. That means we're in the present. So we're really drinking in all the beauty and wonder that's around us. We're not in the past with regret. We're not in skipping into the future with angst or anxiety, right? We are wholly present. And when that happens and we really experience everything for its beauty, this happens oftentimes with most people when they're in nature. It does for me too. When I can really hone in on all the sounds of nature's birds, crickets, animals, everything that comes into that, we realize the abundance of the universe, the sheer abundance. We get grounded, we get calm, and then our focus goes on what really matters. And nothing really matters more than us being connected, caring, loving ourselves, loving others around us, and being just fully aware of what's going on in the beauty of life, right? We can see it in everything. And so when our eyes are open and looking for that, that's what we receive, that's what we experience. Therefore, that's what life is going to provide for you in a very epic and beautiful way. So I love that. And you'll feel strong. And there's always, I love the deepening path, because it makes us question things. It makes us want to get out of our comfort zone and experience life in a really rich, elegant, eloquent, full, robust way, right? We get to know other people on so many levels. It's not our ego. It's not greed. It's not avarice. It's not challenging, competitiveness, all that stuff. It's this, it's the loveliness of sitting back and receiving all the wonder of the universe and having gratitude for it. So beautiful energy, group one, love and light to you. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Don't forget to press like and subscribe. And all my links are down below if you need a private read. It is a new moon, so I have some spaces available for new moon reads. I do it right on the new moon as soon as the sun sets. I really like that energy. It really helps me see tons of little tiny details, and it's a very calming, grounding energy for me, so I can slow down and really envision things. And I enjoy doing reads on full and new moons especially. So love and light, and we are on to number 2, which is Merlin. So let's see firstly what is happening in terms of the love. I love these angel love cards. I find they're so beautiful. Okay, so we have, it's safe for you to love. Open your heart and give and receive the highest energy of all. And you know, it's amazing how many of my clients call up, well, basically on all my different devices, text, whatever, DM, that the first thing that comes in when they decide they are really attracted to somebody, or they are, you know, they're blown away, is fear. Oh my God, am I going to say or do the wrong thing? And for whatever reason, when nerves get involved and then anxiety gets involved and we feel less than unworthy or all of that, that's when all the craziness happens, because we are trying to do all this guesswork, what they're thinking and feeling, second guessing ourselves, all of that. It gets a little extra. So what people need to do is take a deep breath and say, again, to stop trying to be interesting. Instead, be interested. What are they saying and doing? Look out clues for them. I kind of feel like you should feel like when you're really, you're invested in somebody, you should start to really have a fine-tooth comb magnifying glass on how they behave. What are they saying? Forget about you. You know, a lot of people are so busy trying to do and say the right thing on your end, where you should really be listening and be interested in what they're saying and doing, so you can read the synchronicities, the clues, and all of that. Because again, you have the true love card. So this is a romance of a lifetime. So get ready for synchronicities right before this next love of, you know, 1111s, 555s, 222s, all of this license plate, billboards, all these things. I feel like in this particular one, a lot of white birds, pigeons, doves, seagulls, and all of that is going to be a symbol. Keep an open mind. When your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations, oftentimes people are like, they've envisioned this person. They just know it, you know, whatever, tall, dark, handsome, you know, tall, sinewy, whatever it is. You know, it's kind of like a stereotype in our head. They should be A, B, and C. And another thing, it's like people set these unrealistic, crazed expectations sometimes of people. Oh, they have to be funny, good looking, intelligent, spiritual, blah, blah, blah. They'll have a whole lineage of stuff that they expect from this person. So right away, if these people don't display all these, instead of letting and allowing them to unfold one by one and beautifully, and being in the absolute present awareness of everything that's being said and done, people are busy judging and criticizing. So all of a sudden, this may not be somebody that just, wow, bowls you over with everything at once, because it's a slower start, a slower burn. Because a lot of times it's super impactful, and while you're blown away, I feel like this, you will realize this, but probably not at the first meeting. Keep an open mind. They may dress different. You may like more preppy. They may be more goth. You may like more beachy. They may be more corporate. You never know, and you can never judge a book by its cover. So you're going to have to kind of feel this out intuitively, and then you're going to know, you know. And again, this is by opening your heart and saying it's safe, because a lot of people say, I don't know if I'm ready. And the crazy thing about that is you don't have to be ready to commit somebody to say yes to a cup of coffee or a dinner, right? This is just getting to know somebody and then slowly letting it unfold and having it be a very great and wonderful connection. And, you know, just enjoying the journey and the connection. So let's see what's coming up. So you have a Galahad type. So this is really wonderful. I love Galahad because his aspect is spirituality, generosity. He was a visionary, sort of otherworldliness, clarity, foresight, and truthfulness. He was a spiritual knight. He was the son of Elaine and Lancelot of the Lake. So this lineage relates him to kind of Joseph of Arimathea, you know, who first brought the Grail to Britain in the medieval version of the story. So his name actually comes from his father, since Lancelot's given name was also Galahad. You know, he surprised his father in both chivalry. He surpassed him in both chivalry and strength, becoming the achiever of the Grail along with Percival and Bors. So he's not some kind of empty cipher. He's one of those beautiful spiritual beings that just has immense gifts. You know, he was in search all his life for truth. So this person that is coming is ideal as a truth seeker. You know, their vision will show them more than they can understand at times. So be patient with that as well. A lot of spiritual seekers have this. They will have amazing, amazing capacities to have visions, and they haven't placed them quite where it falls in the path of their life or where it brings them. So, you know, they are born to help you come to terms with whatever troubles you as well. So they'll always speak honestly. They'll never try to conceal the reality of any situation from you. I mean, the Galahad type is faithful companion who desires only to help you achieve your truest goals. And let's see what path you guys are going to be led on with them. I love the path cards so much. So let's see what we have. Oh yeah. So we have the hero's path. Let me see what this points out in the book. I love these path cards so much. So let me see. Let me see, the honored path. It has like the honored, the doubtful path, the hero's path, the determined path, the turning path. So under the hero's path, we have, it leads to the joyous guard, which is a heart pierced by the sword, meaning just boom, love, love, love. So the way to the joyous guard is one of beginnings, new awareness, discovering fresh sources of wisdom and inspiration. So I feel like that kind of vital energy comes to you. I feel like it comes to the surface before the connection. Oftentimes it allows us to come to terms with, again, you had this first card being, you know, it's safe for you to love, the realization that there's nothing to be fearful of. There's nothing that should be blocking you. That is the truest form of, you know, connection, being loving and being opened, and, you know, meeting somebody on just this deeply personal, amazing level, right? So the hero's path offers renewed energy to those whose spirits are flagging. Joyous Guard is a place of both light and darkness, of joy and sorrow, but it remains a place of balance, where the two sides of every coin may be considered, and deep and life-enhancing choices made. So too, the road may lead both areas of your own life, but beyond them also into calmer waters. So like any hero's path, as you know, it can just, whoa, those peaks and valleys are huge, right? Because you want to come to the truths, and some truths are very hard won, right? I mean, you really, when you dig in depth, it's like anybody you see on all those shows, or anybody where the if they suffer drug addictions, kind of their bottom and what they hit and what they had to endure to get back up. Like Robert Downey Jr. always blows me away when I see him in that courtroom after, you know, he was going to face that jail sentence, when he hit his rock bottom, and to see him now, I'm like, that's amazing. And oftentimes people on the hero's path have gone through addictions. They have gone through a definite rock bottom because they know the difference. They know what it is to lose absolutely everything or feel like there's nothing left. And then, you know, it's like you're stripped of all that ego. You're stripped of all of that. And then you're like, what really matters comes in love, the people around you. And then, you know, all the materialism, all of that stuff seems so ridiculous and so silly. And, you know, just spirit comes in, because a lot of people have been very close to death in these particular instances. So again, this is a very spiritual individual. Again, a soulmate companion made for you. But obviously, you know, I'm definitely getting that this soulmate will differ from your usual type and expectations, but they will blow you away, and you will realize that this is your romance of a lifetime. So beautiful energy, group 2. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Don't forget to press like and subscribe, and all my links are down below. If you want a private read, if you want to go to my Etsy store, all my gems and jewels are in there. And I will have an update on all the pieces that I had yesterday that you guys were asking about as well. That's really beautiful. I love the combination of these paths, of the romantic cards. Very, very beautiful. So gorgeous energy. So now we're on to Lady of the Lake. And let's see who is coming up for that. So firstly, we have the White Heart. So I really like that, because this is about beginnings. This is about a quest. This is about your imagination, turning points, change in focus. The White Heart is one of the most mysterious creatures in the Arthurian world. Again and again, it appears as an object of pursuit, but it turns the actions of the hunters into a quest for something more, right? Wherever and whenever it appears, it signifies the beginning of a new adventure for people, or a change in direction. So you might be changing jobs. You might be changing where you're living. You might be changing your attitudes. You might be changing, you know, kind of the way you express yourself. And a lot of you guys are coming out of this shell where it might have been people pleasing or whatever, and you're like, you know what, I'm so tired of that. It's a heavy kind of cloak to wear around, and you just want to be your authentic self. I love this because to the Celts, all white beasts were really magical, and they seem to have been passed down into the medieval tales as well. So one tradition declared that if somebody captured a white hart, he could claim a kiss from the prettiest woman in court. So the first proper adventure at the Round Table Fellowship began when a white hart entered the hall at Camelot, and it was chased by a dog, which in turn followed by a damsel who was carried off by a stranger. You know, the ensuing furor that came was the knights went after the hart, another after the dog, and a third after the lady. So I love all those Arthurian tales. So over the years, both Arthur and his knights hunted such creatures, often being led into fresh adventures by them. So I feel like this is going to be a really cool adventurous time for you, where you're just going to be like, you're having these experiences that are rich and deep and really eye-opening, where you're like, I'm so happy to be out of my comfort zone and be in a land of passion and creativity and fun and new pursuits, right? I feel like it's important in our life. So you are calling in your soulmate. Your prayers, your affirmations, and your visualizations help bring you together. So you are already doing this. So many of you are. You're constantly commenting, you know, I picture what they look like, what they sound like. Some of you hear them singing, you exchange certain music you guys have chosen and you feel matches you, colors, all these kinds of visualizations. So keep that up because it is working and you are calling them in. So this could be the one. You're already met the romantic partner you seek. For a good amount of you, I felt that this was coming in too. A couple of you guys have caught a glimpse of somebody. You've said, and I've had people DM me, Melanie, I had this kind of off-putting feeling about this person, and then on our next exchange I really like their energy. I don't understand why that happens. Usually that happens because the other person gains some kind of self-awareness. Oftentimes when people first encounter somebody else, they're so eager to please that they come off either sappy, dippy, or they try to be more aloof and it comes off as like egomaniacal. There's all these things. But then when they feel more in their element, or they have, you know, they've engaged in some kind of spiritual pursuit that helps them become more self-aware. So they're better listeners. They're more prone to listen and be a skilled conversationalist than they are, like, you know, a prancing donkey, like, look at me, because that just happens, you know, and oftentimes it sets people off. So, you know, this could definitely be the one. So you also have the Trust card, which is saying this situation is calling for you to have faith. A lot of people second guess themselves. They think that, you know, if this doesn't show all the signs, if this doesn't show, you know, if this hasn't unfurled the golden carpet of every aspect that they think this person has, that they kind of call it off. This is saying, give it time, have faith. The universe can't put everything on a golden platter for you. You have to do some of the faith work and saying, I have patience. I understand. I can't get to know everybody in one or two outings, right? And also, what kind of outings are these? Are they big social gatherings where people do get nervous and act a little awkward? Are they one-on-one? Are you thrust together? Is this a business aspect where professionalism has to be, you know, the overlying kind of energy? So ask yourself, okay, because it's one of those things that clearly decide what you want so it comes to you now. Really think about this. So let's see what kind of path you're taking. Ooh, so you have the honored path. Oh, I really love that with the white heart. So you're going to have fun adventures. Everybody's going to have their act together here. The honored path leads to Saras in the old tale because it reflects the honored status of people who have striven throughout their lives doing their best to help others, to share their view of the world with everybody they meet. It's also a place where you can discover for yourself the true nature of honor. That happens a lot of times when we divulge who we are to somebody else, especially, you know, somebody we've never met. Are you putting on a false front? Can you read through that? I feel like you're highly intuitive, that you can read when somebody is uncomfortable or doesn't feel well. I feel like you have high emotional intelligence and you're able to tap into that. And because you're on this honored path, you know, you don't call other people out or ever want them to feel foolish, alone, or isolated. So you're very helpful. You have a very warm heart. I feel like a lot of you are empathic as well. So we do have to be careful not to do too many things in huge crowds this time of year, because we absorb and deflect and do all this stuff with so much energy that it's hard to get a true reading on certain people. So, you know, have faith and trust to go out on a one-on-one basis with this person, okay? Because Right now, I feel like this card lets you know that it offers strength and potential for fulfillment for everybody who follows it. If you want the honored path, it's there for you. That's just doing the right thing, being honest, you know, being forthright, and also not trying to undercut anybody else or steals the light from somebody else so it shines brighter on you. This is just being totally your authentic self in a beautiful, honorable way, right? Where you sleep well at night and you feel good about yourself because you're just being you and you're existing in a beautiful, pure way, right? It's pointing to the way to the home of like the grail, right? The most glorious aspect. So you're on your way there, and at the end of your journey, and perhaps the last burst of energy to help you make this final step forward, to have faith in this, trust in the fact that love exists, that your soulmate is there. Keep this envisionment process up. Keep doing, because when you're on the honored path and when you're having these adventures, you're shining bright. You are at your absolute highest frequency. You are at your absolute highest vibration. Therefore, you're attracting all these high vibrational activities and people and mates that should be. It's your tribe, you know, people that are out, the faithful, the honest, the enduring, and that's your life phase. And I'm loving that for you, group 2. That's really beautiful. I love this card as well. This card is everything. Look at this. Ta-da! So if you're new to my channel, welcome. Don't forget to press like and subscribe. I would have a stroke if I just ran into a white deer, like an albino deer or a white hart. I would just swoon right away. Game over. Be so cool, like in the snow, please. And then an owl lands on it, and then an Arctic fox comes up, and then Santa Claus lands on the scene. It would just be like, ta-da! I love white animals. I freak out, and I especially love them in snowy conditions. It's so pretty. Will you only see their eyes? Amazing. So anywho, if you guys are new to my channel, welcome and congratulations. It's a beautiful life phase for you. So I have trust. You know, the situation is calling for you to have faith for sure. And all my links are down below, you guys. Don't forget to press like and subscribe. If you want a further kind of if you want me to elucidate further on this, I would be happy to. I have so many weird visions in my head right now, so I have to take a deep breath and calm down. This is so exciting, and I was just inspired. I was sitting here and I was reading through these cards, and I was just like, it just got laid out, the whole schematic, how to do this, and have it, you know, have it be laid out with the angel cards, and I really like this. So comment down below if you would like this style. I thought it was really fun. And happy new moon, you guys. Remember, use this energy to release what no longer works for you. Really address things that kind of stifle you and make you feel like you're in the same place, so you can have this beautiful white heart moment where you go on adventures and you're living your best life because you're not filled with fear and you're not filled with doubt, and you know that you're a high value person that is definitely worthy of all this beauty, magic, light, and love that's out there. So love and light to you guys. I'm gonna go upload.